G'day everybody, I'm Adam Wilborn, What Culture's only Australian presenter, and I have been for the last 5 years that I've worked for this company, except of course not, you know that I'm stuck with this face and this bloody drawl, because you see, wrestling fans remember things from the tiny stuff to everything about this guy to, I don't know, every time that a wrestler tried to kill another wrestler, Vince. Just because you're a senile old git who can't remember what you did last week doesn't mean we forget things. They will remember it, pal. Yes, we will. Anyway, that's why I'm here, because they just do it all the time, WWE. I'm Simon Miller from What Culture. I've always been Simon Miller from What Culture, and these are 10 times WWE Retconned everything. Number 10. Edge and Christian are brothers? A fairly infamous place to start. You, like me, probably thought you were going bonkers when years after teaming up, Edge and Christian started banging on about their childhood friendship. Of course you were friends, guys. You're brothers. You're not brothers? Then why was it the whole dastardly Christian stabbing his family in the back by turning on Edge in 2001 after they first appeared on screen as siblings in 1998? No, once Edge retired, no, they were never brothers, they were just mates. What made you believe that? Oh, yeah, we told you. Yeah, no, ignore that, that never happened. I don't know what to believe anymore. Number 9, a first time ever match. I really quite like the build to WrestleMania 27. Triple H out there to avenge his best friend's retirement and take on the streak, and them both looking at the WrestleMania sign at just the right time. The Undertaker, heading into WrestleMania 27, was 18-0. The problem with this first time ever match is that one of those 18 was Triple H. It happened at WrestleMania 17 10 years ago, lads. You might remember WrestleMania X7. It's kind of famous, and that match was sandwiched between, oh yeah, let me remember, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock in the main event, and the Iron Sheik winning the gimmick Battle Royal. They knew it wasn't a first time ever match. We knew it wasn't a first time ever match. And Triple H admitted as much on the Raw after WrestleMania, because they simply do not give a f. Number 8, Rikishi attempted murder. I'm a simple man who likes simple things. Giant inflatable microphones. The What Culture Wrestling podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from. And Too Cool, although it was kind of hard to be such a loud supporter of Too Cool when one of them tried to kill a guy. Yeah. He ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin at Survivor Series 1999. I did it for The Rock. Actually, I did it for Triple H because that's the match we all really wanted to see. And WWE decided, yes, dark Rikishi, evil Rikishi is not the way they want to go. They had The Undertaker chuck him off a cell, and then they went, yeah, by like late 2001, you can just go back to your dancing roots. Indeed, when he went into the Hall of Fame in 2015, it was all about, wasn't it funny with his big bum when he used to shove it in people's faces? Ignore the vehicular homicide, because we don't want you to remember that. Number 7, The Undertaker killed Paul Bearer. Speaking of murder, look, there was a touching moment in 2013 when The Undertaker fell to one knee to pay tribute to the late Paul Bearer, only slightly undercut by the fact that I was sat there watching, thinking, didn't you kill Paul Bearer in 2004 at the Great American Bash? You remember, Taker took on the Dudley Boys, Bearer's in the glass box, he's gonna fill with concrete, and then Undertaker wins, and then like Barry from EastEnders decides, we're gonna do it anyway, and kills him. He fills up with concrete, and he just says, sorry mate, unlucky. And then Paul Bearer just came back in 2010 to turn heel on The Undertaker, because nothing matters, does it? What was the story exactly here? Yeah, obviously Paul Bearer died after being buried in concrete, but he got better. Number 6, Vince McMahon was blown up. This one, to be fair, is completely understandable. On a Raw in June of 2007, Vince McMahon, after walking past a rather happy-looking Paul London, got into a limousine which subsequently exploded, and they said that the Vince McMahon character had died on screen effectively. However, following tragic and grisly real-life events surrounding Chris Benoit and his family, WWE fairly immediately retconned the whole thing, revealing that Vince McMahon was absolutely fine and that this was just a storyline. It makes complete sense, and WWE instructed their commentators to not mention the limo, and this is a storyline that will never be revisited again for obvious reasons. Number 5, DX tanked WCW. The Monday Night Wars, the Attitude Era. I'm really glad social media wasn't around so much back then. We all have some vivid memories from that time. One of the most obvious, of course, April 1998, DX invade WCW on a tank. Except, that's not a tank, is it? That's a Jeep. That's a Jeep with a cannon on it. You see, Vince Russo penned this segment, of course he did, and really wanted them to use a tank, but when understandably at the last minute they just couldn't get their hands on one, they hoyed a cannon on a Jeep and instructed everyone to say, that's a tank. It's not a tank. Just because you put something on something else doesn't make it the thing you want it to be. For example, now I am not automatically a sex god. Number 4, Triple H and Stephanie were already married. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon got married for real on the 25th of October 2003. And just look at them now, eh, guys? Anyway, WWE, understandably, were very happy and proud about this and decided to gush all about it on episodes of Raw and SmackDown following the event. Except for the fact that in storyline, they'd already been married. You remember 1999, Las Vegas, the iffy wedding ceremony to say the least? And then of course they'd actually got divorced in 2002, again in storyline, as part of that whole Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Chris Jericho thing, when Chris Jericho was actually the undisputed world champion. But let's make it all about Triple H and Steph heading into WrestleMania, eh guys? Yeah, basically now 2003 is the date they are going with, the real date that they got married, which, to be fair to them, makes sense as a retcon because the 1999 wedding probably wasn't as memorable, certainly for Steph, considering she was drugged and Triple H forced a ring onto her finger. Congratulations, guys! Number 3, Dominik Mysterio is Eddie Guerrero's son. In 2005, Rey Mysterio was humiliated as he revealed that he'd been firing blanks and couldn't impregnate his wife, Angie. Eddie Guerrero, his best mate, stepped up and said, you can have some of this if you want, and that's how Dominik Mysterio is made. The more you know. Bloody hell, WWE. They even went so far, of course, as having that custody of Dominik match at SummerSlam 2005, which Rey Mysterio won, and there you go, that's that. Then when Dominik Mysterio arrived on WWE TV as a big boy, he was Rey Mysterio's son. None of the whole Eddie Guerrero stuff was ever referenced again. I mean, because he is Rey Mysterio's real-life son, but wrestling fans don't forget these sorts of things, and it's already been referenced on telly recently, Rhea Ripley wearing that whole I'm Your Pappy t-shirt, and it's going to make it all the more sweeter when Dominik Mysterio electric chairs his dad for his real dad. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you. Number 2, Kane can't talk. Oh, Kane, I wish your Twitter account had been burned in a house fire. Kane's backstory has been chopped and changed so much over the years, you just kind of have to roll with it or you'll go as bonkers as, well, Kane's political views, to be perfectly honest. He debuted, of course, in 1997, trying to attack his brother for killing their parents in a house fire that also badly burned him. More on that in a little bit. But also, The Undertaker's fire, in storyline, had torched Kane's voice box, so much so that when he came to talk in 1998, he'd use the gimmick, my name is Kane and I am a Rudy Poo candy. Yes, we all remember that. Anyway, by 2001, no, his vocal cords had just got better. He was talking, he was even doing bloody guest commentary at one point. I mean, what's the story here? Just, yeah, no, actually turns out a bit of lemsip and he's all good to go. In fact, he can do a bit of singing if you want, bit of Kane karaoke. Then again, that's not the biggest Kane retcon. That would be number 1, Kane is badly scarred. We were repeatedly told that Kane wore that awesome mask to hide the brutal scars that The Undertaker caused in that house fire. And then, when Kane was forced to unmask in 2002, we finally got to see what was underneath the mask. And that was, yep, a bit of coal dust and a ginger goatee. Not quite the brutal scars I was expecting WWE. They tried to pivot by saying, oh, well, it's the mental scars that we're talking about. So why wear the mask then? And also, what about that gear? Remember he had it on one of his arms, and then in 2001 he just came out with the vest gimmick, and yeah, that just got better as well, apparently. We haven't even got time to get into his whole backstory and the Katie Vick stuff. Oh my word. And that is our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Plus, you can let us know your thoughts on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE, and you can find me on there at Adam Wilborn. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture, and I'll see you soon.